Okay, are we live? Can you guys hear me? Just double check a few things, make sure everything's working. I think we're good. Okay, we are live! Hey everyone, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program! We're going to be continuing with the career mode today, so let's go ahead and get back into it. Let's go. So, if you recall last time, we did make orbit, but that's kind of it. Coming back from orbit, I decided to get out of the capsule and try to take an EVA report, but the game does not apparently simulate drag if you're not on the capsule. So things didn't go very well. We hit the ground hard and exploded, so we've reverted the flight back to the beginning. I actually think... Bear with me for a second here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to recover the rocket. Oh, that doesn't give us all the money that we used for it. That's a problem. Okay, what missions do we have active right now? Just orbit Kerbin. Okay, let's see what else we can do. So, we've got... Oh, test Rovemax Model S2 orbiting Kerbin. What is this? You don't actually know how to attach a Rovemax Model S2 to other parts. From the bottom to the top, is there even a way? What is the Rovemax Model S2? Is that a wheel? I'm guessing it's a wheel? Does it need to return? Doesn't look like it needs to return. Alright, let's take it, because we can definitely make orbit. So, alright. Now let's go back into the VAB, and I guess let's just go into orbit. We've got 60,000 funds now, because we took that contract, and it's a pretty good advance. So, let's go ahead, and we will load the USC Space Goer. Which is this, yes. One thing I do want to do, actually, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to put a swivel engine on it. What's our thrust-weight ratio with that? Oh, well, it's going to fire... Hang on, if I put it in this stage, then this stage has a thrust-weight ratio of 0.97. But I intend for it to kind of burn with the SRBs for a little bit, so that should be fine. And we're going to try to get into a proper orbit this time. Now the Rovemax S2, is that going to be in landing gear? Rovemax Model S2, yes, okay. So I guess we'll just put this on the Science Junior, maybe? Just put it there. Maybe two of them. For symmetry. That looks fine. Alright. I think that's it. And then there's actually not a whole lot else we can do, so I think that's it. So a lot of these science experiments just aren't really going to matter. For the purposes of weight and balance, I'm going to leave 2 on for up here, and then the Science Junior, we've just got the 1. We'll run that in space to get the most science, and that's going to be it. So let's go ahead and save this and launch, and let's go ahead and go up. I apologize for the very long silences. These loading screens are long and I don't really have much to say. But yeah, we'll just... Okay, here we go. Got Jebediah Kerman with us. So let's go ahead and we'll go full throttle. Actually, we don't need full throttle, do we? We'll go minimal throttle, because we won't need much throttle until we're already in the air. So let's go. And we're up. So as the SRBs burn out, let's start throttling up slightly. Because we do still want to be able to burn enough fuel that we're going to be light enough when the SRBs detach that we'll still have thrust to weight ratio to climb. We want about 1.5 thrust to weight ratio when these go. Right now we've got thrust to weight ratio of about thrust to weight ratio of 0.2. Separate those. Let's start tipping over. What's our thrust weight ratio here? Oh, below 1, so we're just fighting gravity. There we go. Let's try not to fight gravity too much. Speaking of, it's kind of pulling us into a wonky orbit. I don't want this. I want us to be going this way. Just trying to pull us back onto the appropriate heading. I don't think the rocket wants to, though. The rocket is fighting me. Last time we ended up in a polar orbit. You know what? That kind of worked for us. So actually, let's go ahead and we'll just stick with it. It's not the best, but it will work fine. And I'm going to keep an eye on the thrust weight ratio here as the fuel burns out, because we kind of want to stay around 1.5. We don't want to get too much higher than that, because that is wasting fuel. 1.5 is roughly the best thrust weight ratio to be at. And it's not wasting fuel. It's still doing work. You kind of get diminishing returns. Oh, we've got a lag spike. Oh, something exploded. I'm guessing our boosters. Took them a while to hit the ground. Alright, let's start throttling back. Oops. Not that much. Alright, I think we're actually going to be able to do this. I think this will be fine. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and go into TOFX and go to default empty because I find that works best. I don't know if that basically I'm not sure if there's a point having TOFX if I'm doing that, to be completely honest. Okay, I'm going to go full throttle now because we're at a good point here where we kind of want to... Actually, we kind of want to still be pointing more up than we are. Because we still want to be getting that... Here we go. Alright. As we burn out of fuel... Now we might as well put this into the same stage. And... that's stage 1 done, so let's go ahead and move on to the next stage. There we go. Oh, no, 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 no. We're flipping. Oh, we've flipped out. Oh, this isn't good. Come on, fix. Why won't you fix? There we go. This is kind of the worst descent that I've had yet. I don't actually think this is gonna work. We might need to do a different descent. Shoot. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna revert this one. That didn't work. we're just going to revert to launch. There's no reason to go back to the VAB. We're just going to go back to launch. That was an incredibly inefficient ascent because I failed. So we need to stay pointing up for much longer than we were. Anyway. Oh, and some of you might notice Jebediah Kerman looks a little different. And that's just, I have a mod. I think it's called Diverse Kerbal Heads or something. It makes the Kerbals all look a bit more unique. Alright, anyway, here we are on the pad. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. So we're really just going to go mostly up this time. Because what we really need is we need the apoapsis to be a lot higher. So we're going to try that. And we're going to start rotating. I wonder if it might be a better idea if we just kind of rolled like this, so that when we pitch over, our wheels are kind of going laterally instead of kind of like sort of going like that instead of like that, you know? I don't know if that'll really change anything, and I immediately started trying to pitch into a polar orbit, which is less than ideal. We're aiming for the same, like, 1.5-ish number on the thrust weight ratio. So as we pass the thrust weight ratio of 1.5, I'm going to start bringing the throttle back just a tiny bit. We want to kind of hover right around 1.5. That seems to be working a bit better. And I guess we can't know until we actually get up there, because it was around 30 kilometers last time, but I think we have a lot more fuel in the first stage this time around, so it seems to be working. I apologize for going quiet. I'm trying to focus. Oops, 1.6. Alright. We're just about running out of fuel here. So a little bit longer. Alright, we're gonna continue holding around here just to kind of get our apoapsis into space. Hopefully we can do that with this stage. We may not be able to. Okay. Our apoapsis is not in space, but we are in a position where we can just kind of raise it a little. There we go. And we're going to aim for an apoapsis of about 80 kilometers. Just high enough to stay in space, not so high that we won't have the delta V to... Well, actually, we could probably go for 100. Yeah, we'll go for a 100-kilometer orbit. I think that's probably a better idea. Depending on how much delta V we have when we make orbit, I might also do something a bit crazy. But we'll see when we get to orbit, because that entirely depends on where we are when we get there. Okay, we're gonna point just about at the horizon now, and just try to push our apoapsis to 100 kilometers. Think we should have the fuel in this stage for that. If not, then honestly, I'm not actually going to write. I'm just gonna let this stage burn out, and wherever the apoapsis is where it lands. We're in space! There we go. Alright, so separate that stage. And I guess activate the Terrier engine. And can we make a maneuver node? No, I still don't know. Do you need to upgrade the tracking station to make a maneuver node? Is that what's going on there? I'm not really sure why I can't make maneuver nodes. If someone knows, please let me know. It'd be very useful to be able to. I also don't know when I'm going to need to start my burn in order to get into orbit. Oops. Okay, I want to hold right around here. I don't want to hold prograde. I want to hold right there. I'm going to guess at around T-minus 5 seconds to apoapsis here. I think that'll be a good time to start it, but I genuinely don't know. Also, does this count as in orbit? No. Okay. Upgrade the tracking station. Okay. Thank you, Benny Forey, and welcome! Welcome to the stream. Thank you. 8, 7, 6, 5. Just start burning. And I think we should have the delta V to get into orbit. We definitely have the delta V to get into orbit. We don't have the delta V to do what I want it to do. Oops. Okay, we're in orbit. So let's go ahead and run test. That's done. Contract complete. Hey, contract complete. Alright. I'm pretty sure these won't give me any science. Let's just check. The mystery goo gives me a tiny bit. I will keep that, but I'm pretty sure these ones, because I did them on a suborbital flight, yeah, they just don't give me anything. So it's not really worth it. I can take a crew report. Never mind. Doesn't matter. But we can at least EVA, I think, and take an EVA report. Yeah. There we go. And we can also conduct a material study. Nope. Alright. Gotta be on the spaceship to do that. Conduct material study. And there we go. Oh, why does it not give me? The microgravity has greatly affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects are also flying around in the bay in a very messy but fascinating way. Good to know. Why is it not giving me the full science for the... I don't get that. Anyway. I'll keep that. I probably should have connected these to decouplers, but to be honest, this whole part of the spaceship is getting thrown away. I'm literally just recovering the capsule, so doesn't really matter to me. I guess it's only right that we orbit Kerbin a couple times, right? So I guess let's speed up time and make a couple orbits of the planet. We are also in a very inclined orbit. What is our inclination? Can we say that? No. Alright, well, we're in a pretty inclined orbit, so we might actually be able to land somewhere where we can get more science as well. Next time the sun rises, we'll go ahead and go with a, look at that orbital sunset. Yeah, next time the sun rises, we'll start the re-entry burn. That's pretty. Alright. We have 526 meters per second, which is actually quite a bit on orbit, but we don't really need it for anything right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and deorbit. And alright, that's probably good. So with that done, I think do I need to take the data from the Science Junior? I think I do. So let's quickly go EVA, collect the data from it. Yeah, that's fine. Remove data. Take data. If we do another EVA report, yeah, we still get full science. Awesome. Oh, can you get an EVA report from several different places in orbit? That's useful. All right. Also, can we take a crew report here, or is that not going to matter? No. All right. Well, it was worth a shot. Okay, so let's we are on a suborbital course now, so let's go ahead and I guess point radial in. We're actually, you know what, we're gonna separate fairly late. I'll wait until we hit like 70, 60 kilometers. Then we'll separate. Get a nice fireworks display on the way in. Okay, but I don't want to be pointing... Okay. I don't want to be pointing prograde on the way in. There we go. That's about where I want it to be. So now we can... Is plasma building yet? Yep, so let's go ahead and stage, and we'll point retrograde, so our heat shield takes the brunt of it. Yay! Oh, okay, not enough plasma apparently. We might still get a fireworks display here. I'm trying to get a fireworks display. We might be able to keep it in shot long enough. USC spacegoer debris. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any explosions. That's a shame. We do want to try to stay pointed retrograde, though. Actually, are capsules in KSP latently stable? Like, if I disabled SAS, would it stay trying to point retrograde on its own? I'm gonna risk it. Looks like yes. Alright. I could have waited so long to actually separate. We're still not really properly burning up yet. Also, I'm guessing the mystery goo is going to explode. Maybe I should have taken the data from it. Honestly, it wasn't going to give us much science anyway. Doesn't really matter. Will a crew report here... Let's not jettison the heat shield. Will a crew report here give us anything? It will! From Kerbin's upper atmosphere. Cool. Alright, so we'll do that. And then when we land, we can get one as well. I would like to do one in the lower atmosphere, but we don't have enough... like, when we get out of the capsule, it just... the parachute stops working for some reason. Oh, here we go. This is re-entry proper. What does this look like from inside? Kind of cool. We could roll over. Oh, let's see if we can get that shot. Yeah, with the flames building up, you can see the planet. That's cool. Let me just make sure that we're still staying stable. Yep. Excellent. That's what we want. So we could actually get a full first-person view of re-entry here. That's cool. Oh, plasma's really building up here. I don't know if I should be quiet or if I should keep trying to talk. Starting to kind of shake a little. I'm not too worried because re-entry in KSP is generally pretty forgiving. Like, I'm pretty sure we could survive this without a heat shield, but I don't want to risk it without the heat shield, but I don't think we'll be in too much danger if we do start spinning. Like, you can kind of see how we're rocking based on the planet. What do you guys think? Do you think first-person re-entry or third-person re-entry is better? I'm quite enjoying the first-person re-entry, actually. I should have checked how much money I actually get from the orbit Kerbin. Can I see? Oh. What just happened? That's a view. But I don't understand why I'm here. What did I do? What did I do? Okay. That was my mistake. That was my mistake. How did that... Ah, like that. Well, that looks really cool. That's kind of... It kind of looks similar to the Artemis footage that we got. More purple, I think. The Artemis footage was more orange, but still really cool. That sound you can hear in the background, that's the reaction wheels going. I don't know if, I don't think that's in KSP by default. I have a mod that makes it do that. Do you think, from this camera, we'll see the parachutes when they open? I'm not going to open them yet. I'm going to open them as we pass through, like, the clouds. Also, should I stay in first person for this? I'll let you guys decide here. Should I stay in first person for this, or should I go to third person for the actual landing? I'm kind of tempted to stay in first person. I've never really done it that way before. First person? Alright, we're in agreement then. So yeah, as we pass through the clouds, I'm going to pop the parachute. I am so curious if we'll actually be able to see it from this view. From either view, actually, because technically the capsule is kind of, it's conical, so, like, looking through the window, you are kind of looking up. Oh, we're about to lose sight of the planet as we rotate up. The sky is gradually turning blue. Oh yeah, another mod I have installed is Kerbal Weather Program, which you can see right here. So we will probably be blown off course by wind. Not that I bothered looking where we're landing anyway. It looks like we're landing in water, so that's good. By the way, do we have instruments? We do. Do any of them tell me my altitude? I have no idea. Oh, that's clouds. Open the parachute. You can't see it through this view. That's cool. Go back to Jeb. Okay, Jeb cannot see the parachute from his view. Yeah, even fully open, he can't see it. Okay. Oh. 5 Gs, wow. Current G is 1. Do any of these show me my altitude? I don't see it anywhere. I'm aware as well this is not the default capsule interior, so... yeah. 1 hour and 12 minutes in space. Atmosphere density, dynamic pressure, meters per second. Alright. I think this is a good view. Can we see the water? No. I'm sorry I missed the parachute fully opening. I was too focused on my instruments. gonna go back to third person once we actually splash down, because there's still some science things I want to run. I want to run a crew report and an EVA report. From wherever we land, because it's probably a different biome. I mean, we can check, it might not be a different biome, but I think it should be. We orbited twice. Oh, there we go. Can we... Let's just... We'll EVA first, take the data from the capsule. Oops, take the data, there we go. Run an EVA report. Oh, it's just Kerbin's water? Alright, well. Does a crew report count from here? No. Well, that's kind of a shame. So, we don't really get much additional science. Have I run these in the water? Apparently so. Alright. Well, I guess that's that then. This one gives me a tiny bit, it gives me 0.2 science, we'll keep that. Alright, well, let's recover the vessel, we'll get Jeb back, we'll get our... Yeah, Jeb made it! We... we get that. That's good. We get the... We like our Jeb. What happened to the KSC? Okay. We got 142 science. That sounds good. I actually don't know how good that is. We got 5,400. Okay, we're up to 253,000 funds. Good. And we got Jebediah back. We have a lot of reputation. How do I upgrade Kerbals? Because I would like to upgrade Jebediah, but I don't know how. Because if I go into the complex, there's nothing I can do with him except like... Oh! He's got a star now. Is it just like... Is it just flight achievements then? Is that how they get upgraded? I guess that's how they get upgraded. Okay. Huh. Sure. Anyway. Oh, why am I going into the tracking station? I don't need to go into the tracking station. This is a mistake. I don't need to be here. I meant to go into mission control. I want to see what missions we have. Because I said in the description that I'd kind of like to try to reach the Mun. We're going to need a bigger rocket. Because the rocket that I used did not have as much delta V as I was hoping for when we actually broke orbit. Haul into flight, conduct temperature surveys, atmospheric surveys, ferry... I have a plane! So, where do they want to go? Keep them alive and show them a good time. Sure. Oh. Suborbital spaceflight on Kerbin and orbit around Kerbin. Wow. Any passengers that are rendered unconscious due to G-forces will fail to pay for their itineraries. Okay. See, I don't think my plane can do this. I don't think that's something my plane can do. Orbiting Kerbin, unfortunately. 4 Kerbals. Okay, explore the Mun. What's this? Do I need to land on the Mun? No. Return to Kerbin from a flyby of the Mun. So I just need the Delta V to do a free return trajectory. Should we do this? Should we try to get a free return trajectory around the Mun? Let's do it. I'm going to accept this contract. We're going to leave everything else for right now because I'm not actually sure what the best course of action is going to be. Let's go into R&D and let's see if we can get any good parts. Flight control. Okay, so these fins are useful. Okay, these are 90. Okay, so there's no reason not to get this. So let's get this. Now, which one of these is going to be the most useful? Fuel systems, probably, because that gives us fuel lines. These are modded parts, so it doesn't really matter. Propulsion systems gives us the Torch engine, don't think I need it. The Might solid fuel booster, the Ant liquid fuel engine, Spark liquid fuel engine, and a few more fuel tanks. Heavy rocketry gives us the Viking orbital maneuvering engine, which I think is a modded part. The Bobcat liquid fuel engine, the Skipper liquid fuel engine. The Skipper's pretty good, and so is the Poodle. The Poodle engine doubles as a barbecue at a low power. And then, yeah, a lot of modded parts as well. Oh, and the Pollux solid fuel booster. So, 2 larger solid rocket boosters. Okay. Advanced construction gives us... Okay, I think this is... Alright. Gives us the flags. It also gives us radial decouplers, hydraulic separators, as well as a few, like, couplings. Oh, and the robotic parts. Interesting. Colony assembly building. Yeah, that's not something that we need right now, but it does give us some interesting options for... Okay. That's an interesting option, but I don't think we're going to go with that yet. This one gives us a turboshaft engine, the inline cockpit, another jet engine, and an engine nacelle. I'm pretty sure these two fit together pretty nicely. Actually, yeah, I think this goes on this, goes on this. I think that's how it works. And then ducted fan blades and helicopter blades. Okay. Landing gear gives us bigger heat shield, small wheels. Oh, two slightly larger heat shields. Legs, the LES, parachute. Oh, both LESs. Advanced flight control gives us the Mark... see, the Mark II command pod leads into the Mark III command pod. Probably that. Space exploration, what does this give us? If anything unlocks more science experiments, that's kind of what I want to do. Thermal control... Yeah, no. Miniaturization. This gives us EVA... This gives us EVA experiments. As well as docking ports. What's this? What would happen if you left some mystery goo sitting around in a weird radiation and or atmosphere of some faraway planet? Is a thought that has occurred to nearly every Kerbal. Now you can find out thanks to the intrepid engineers at Floyd. Note, please allow trained scientists to deploy for best results. Also note, please do not return to Kerbin ever. Needs a deployed power unit in Central Station to operate. Okay. Okay. But then the EVA experiments are kind of fun. Hello, Flower King. I'm not sure what JI means. But welcome. I love your username, Flower King. I think... Okay, we can... So because this holds 2 Kerbals, which would be useful because I could get a pilot and a scientist. Which would mean that I could actually reset the Science Junior in space. That might be worth it. Land account, well, we don't need that yet. It's between that and fuel systems, I think. So advanced flight control, which gives us a bigger command pod and some RCS thrusting blocks, or fuel systems. What do you guys think? What's the best way forward? What does aerodynamics give us? Oh yeah. Fuel systems or advanced flight controls? Just top or bottom. Top is fuel, bottom is flight. No one's answering me. Well, do I have any... Alright, so let's... Before I research anything, let's go into the VAB and see if I've got advanced flight controls. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. Let's do advanced flight controls. I do want to check quickly, though, in here. Do we have... Ah, see, we don't. We don't have any fuel tanks that fit on the Mark II command pod. Interesting. I don't think that'll be a problem. Obviously, like, rockets don't have to fly... Oh, does this... Oh! We might be fine. And I want maneuver nodes because I can plot a TLI without them, but I don't want to. So, how much does it cost? It costs 563,000 to upgrade this. Okay, never mind then. We'll leave that. Yeah, so we're gonna do advanced flight controls. Alright. Excellent. Good. Okay, so this is the rocket we had last time. It did work, but we can make it better. We can probably make it fairly significantly better, in fact, if we do this. Set of solid rocket boosters. Let's use some liquid rocket boosters. In fact, we can even make them nearly the entire height of this. Oh, except wait, this is... No, that's actually a really bad idea. Because if we're gonna do that, we want the decouplers to be a little bit higher up. Like that. Alright. Well, that's not an issue. Okay. Alright, excellent. We'll do that. And we do still want these on top. Can I turn the detaching force of these? Oh, it's already at the highest. Alright, we're gonna hope for actually, do we have Sepatrons? Boostatron. No, we don't. Okay. Yeah. Alright, well, we do want some struts on these, so let's go ahead and do that. Good. Alright, and then we want... I think on these... Will the swivels be powerful enough? If the swivels are if let me try that whole sentence again. If the swivels are powerful enough, we'll go with them. They are. Alright, so we'll do that. Might also be a good idea to take the contract that wants you to use the Thumper solid rocket boosters. I don't trust the speeds. I don't like using the speeds because they're, I might accept that one in a sec, but I generally don't like contracts that require a specific speed and altitude because they're finicky, and I don't like finicky. Okay. And then we want fuel lines, which I didn't unlock fuel lines. I'm being a doof. Right, yeah, that whole plan was kind of based on fuel lines. 3,354 meters per second of delta V. Is that enough? That's in a vacuum. Oh no, wait, that's a sea level. Okay. Ugh. What was the delta V of the first stage earlier? I mean, you know, we could just... You know? Is there any reason that wouldn't work? I don't see any reason that wouldn't work. Let's go ahead and turn their throttles to independent on these, because that way we can control this independently, and we can keep it throttled fairly low. Also, wait, if I do this again, what's the thrust-to-weight ratio on this? 0.91. Okay, so we do need to be firing this one as well. Meters per second. But yeah, that's at sea level, so if we go vacuum, 1210. All of the engines are more optimized for vacuum. That's interesting. Also, let's go ahead and save this as USC. Oh, I should have thought of a name for this. I'm trying to think along the lines of, like, it's built for a free return trajectory, which is kind of like a figure eight. It goes out from around Kerbin. Here, imagine this is Kerbin and this is the Mun. It kind of goes out from Kerbin, kind of circles the Mun and then returns. So USC rocket. No. USC spaceship. Go with... No. Remember to upgrade your command pod for 2 crew members. See, the thing is, it doesn't fit. Like the two Kerbal command pod, it just doesn't fit. So for now, I'm just not going to. Which one did I unlock? Crew capacity 2, crew capacity 1, crew capacity 3. Does the pomegranate fit? The pomegranate actually would fit. And is it a re-entry capsule? It is. Are they all re-entry? They're all re-entry. Oh, we don't need these anymore. That'll give us a little bit of extra Delta V. The experiments I definitely want to keep. Tell you what, let's save this, and we're not going to launch it yet. I want to go back into mission control and the thumper you said. Oh, at the launch site. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right. Thanks for calling that out. I was being a dumbass. Thank you. Good shout. Saved as... Oh, it's still saved as USC nothing. Alright, well... Save this, I guess, as USC... Upmon. Why not? Save. New craft file. Go with the Mark II command pod. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my dog is in my room and she's digging at the floor. Hey! Stop that! Stop that! Sorry if you could hear that. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the thumper. Let's... Does it fit on this? It looks stupid, but it's... You know what? Who cares at this point? We will also go with Science Junior on the bottom of this. Because I'm pretty sure I can still do one at the launch pad. Coupling, TD12, that's fine. Actually, is there a stack separator in here? Because... No, there's not. That's a shame. I just think it would be hilarious to just be ultra wasteful because, I mean, we're losing the decoupler anyway, we might as well be. Like, let's be real here. We're going to... Running the test ignites running the test ignites the booster, so we're leaving the pad, whether we like it or not. Which is why I've got the decoupler here. Actually, wait. There's no way that works. There's no way. I don't want to cover the CAC logo. We'll just go with one. Surely that's not gonna work, is it? Actually, what am I doing? I don't need to save this. Just launch. I've turned the throttle to 0. Surely that's not going to work. Is it? Please tell me it's not gonna work. Who do I have? Jebediah and Bill. That's fine for this one. Run test. That works. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We could just... What? Recover. No way. That is such a hack. Did it work? Free money, yeah. Do we have any others like that? In flight over Kerbin, focus temperature survey of Kerbin. Alright, the focus surveys I actually can do because the plane is capable of it, but I'm not doing them yet. Because I think we can get around the Mun. I don't know how much Delta V you need for it. But I'm pretty sure with the rocket that I built we'll be able to get around the Mun. Not this one. USC up Mun, yes. I'm pretty sure this can get around the Mun. We've got 3,700 meters per second of Delta V off the ground. And because all of our engines are vacuum optimized for some reason, we actually will have a bit more of that once we get into space. So... I'm gonna turn the gimbal limit on these down just a little bit because we really only need the main engine gimbal. It doesn't hurt to have a bit of gimbal for roll, so we're gonna leave that active. Actually, we got advanced flight control, so we can also get rid of these and use some control fins instead. There we go. No, it's kind of dumb, but it should... I think it should work. And because I'm pretty sure we'll be firing this still in the atmosphere, we're just going to add some force stability. Just like that. So these ones can't actuate, but I just need them to keep me on course. And I think that's plenty. And because they're smaller than this, it shouldn't be an issue aerodynamically. Okay, I think that's all we want to do. It is worth noting that because I can't make maneuver nodes... Yeah, because I can't make maneuver nodes, getting a free return trajectory is going to kind of be a pain in the neck. But I don't have to do the maths for it, so... See, NASA, they had to do the maths for it. They didn't just look at the big glowing lines in the sky. I've got big brain, I can just look at the big glowing lines in the sky. Obviously I'm being facetious, there are no lines in the sky in real life. So I think we'll need to start at about half throttle to get this off the ground, because it's powered by 3 swivel engines, which is enough to lift it, but only just. 2 side ones are burning at full throttle for the entire time. The middle one I think we can keep around half throttle and maybe even reduce it from there. So, alright, here we are on the pad. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And we have liftoff. That is very low thrust to weight ratio. Let's bring the throttle up. Oh, we don't even have 1.5 off the pad. Okay. See, the ideal thrust to weight ratio to avoid gravity losses is around 1.5. I haven't auto-strutted anything, and there are a lot of individual parts on this. It's quite a tall rocket, so it might be a bit susceptible to Kraken attacks. But that's a price I'm willing to pay. Oh, I should get my this up, because While we're on ascent, that's kind of useful information to have. I desperately do not want a polar orbit. Please stop going for a polar orbit. Stop, 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 stop. We want one of these orbits. Why is the rocket trying to go into a polar orbit? Stop. Fix it. Fix it. Fix it. Okay. Good. I want as close to equatorial as we can get because the Mun orbits Kerbin in an equatorial location. I didn't launch it a Mun transfer window, but that doesn't really matter. We can sit in orbit for as long as we want. As long as we get the right inclination. If we get the wrong inclination, we're going to be in space for a long time. Oh, my thrust-to-weight ratio is way too high. I don't need nearly that much. I can almost turn the center engine off. I'm not going to because we still need it for when we actually get when we get rid of the boosters. But yeah, I really don't need it right now. Side engines are producing more than enough thrust-to-weight ratio. Look how much better liquid fuel boosters are than solid fuel boosters. We got so much higher. I mean, granted, the solid fuel boosters that I was using kind of weren't very good, but still. Alright, go. Alright. 1.3 thrust-to-weight ratio. Not great, but pretty decent, especially considering we're already at 25 kilometers up. So we are, like... We're burning fuel, but we're also doing more with it. Also, this is actually a bigger rocket than the one that I launched last time. So there's that as well. Okay, we want to start pitching over now a bit more aggressively. Because like our outpost is already at 50 kilometers and it's already more than a minute away, so we can really start pitching now. We want to start getting our periapsis up. In fact, our outpost is practically in space already. Just a little bit more burning and it will be. That is an apoapsis in space. Gonna keep pitching over. I'm gonna start going nearly perfectly horizontal now. Okay, I'm kind of losing control of it here. Alright, separate. And let's check the map screen. Alright. We're just going to kind of keep pushing this, so we are obviously aiming for... We want to orbit with this stage, and I think we'll be able to. Maybe. Even if we're just shy of orbit, we just want to get into a place where orbiting won't take more than a few meters per second of delta V, because then we can use this stage. We should be able to get a free return trajectory with it. I think. I'm pretty sure 1200 meters per second is enough. Alright, start pointing a little more radial in. Start really pushing the periapsis out of the planet. And you'll notice our apoapsis is kind of... Every time we pitch to like 20, it does fall. But that just doesn't really matter. Alright, we're gonna hold our attitude right about here. In fact, we can keep pitching down a little. Alright. I also don't want to litter space, so we are actually going to cut it off there. And we will orbit using this one. We're 8 minutes from Apoapsis. Okay. What's our electric charge looking like? Excellent. We haven't really burnt any. Okay, good. So, if I time warp, that doesn't change, does it? Nope. Looks good. Alright, good. So we're going to time warp to our Apoapsis, or right around our Apoapsis. 2, 1, start slowing down. Alright. Go like 10 times time warp. 4, 3, 2, alright, start slowing down. Turn that on. Oh, okay, so you get these through just Jebediah going on space flights. I see. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Does it? I guess sort of. Alright. We're in orbit. Look at that, we still have 1200 meters per second, so I'm pretty sure that's enough to get a free return trajectory to the Mun. If we set that as our target, obviously we can't make a maneuver node, but it looks like we'll be about, so the Mun's gonna be, alright, I think like here will be an ideal place. I am fully guessing. Fully guessing. But I think that'll be about right. We can also, if we just time warp kind of looking forward along the craft's direction of travel, maybe slightly off, when the Mun rises above the horizon, that's when you want to burn. Is that the Mun? No, that says 70 kilometers. The Mun's definitely farther away than 70 kilometers. Come on, Mun. Where are you? Okay, right there, right there. So if we now go and point... No, not... Rotated the wrong way, but that's okay. If we now go and point prograde... Actually, yeah, do just lock it prograde. And if we go full throttle, we should be able to kind of... Yeah, that looks like the right kind of positioning. At the very least, we can get science from space high above Kerbin, but we should be able to get a free return trajectory. It's just going to cost us a little bit more delta V than just a regular Mun trajectory would. Alright, we're going to start throttling down as we get out to it. Because you can see you need to do a lot less work when you're at periapsis to actually push the apoapsis out once you get to this point. Alright. Really start throttling down now. Alright. So, is that free return? That actually is, but we'd rather it be a little bit higher. Ah, okay. So we want a tiny burn in the opposite direction. Oh. Point retrograde. Okay. $35 kilometers. I'll take it. Look at that! We got a free return trajectory around the Mun! We're gonna be in space high above the Mun. I can't believe we did that. Alright, let's time warp to space high above Kerbin, and we'll take we'll take a crew report and an EVA report. So we'll go to, I think here will count as space high above Kerbin, right? Look at that. Oh, you can see the auroras top and bottom. That's cool. Crew report. Crew report in space high above Kerbin. Keep that. Get Jebediah on EVA. Take an EVA report. Keep that. Get back on board. Alright. Also, I'm going to observe the mystery goo here. Keep that. Pressure data. Keep that. Temperature data. Keep that. Because we only have one Science Junior, I'm going to save that for when we're actually in space over the Mun. Because I think that'll be more useful. By the way, where is the Mun? Surely we should see it, right? Oh, there it is. I'm just blind. This is so cool. I love space. Okay, so let's go ahead and... we're gonna time warp into the Mun Sphere of Influence. Looks like we'll be in the Mun Sphere of Influence for a little bit of time, which is great. Okay, I don't think we count as in the Mun Sphere of Influence yet. Let's see, do we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure the game's still considering this Kerbin. I mean, actually... oh. I didn't take the crew report. Okay. While we're in space, let's go ahead and take the data from here. Get back on board. Alright. Crew report. Space high over Kerbin. Oh! It still gives us... alright, yeah. Keep that as well. Still gives us full science, so that's great. EVA report. Keep that. Take the data. And get back on board. Board anyway, dump exp... oh no! What? Store experiments. Not all items could be stored. Take data. Board. No! Why? Alright, well... I guess we'll just time warp into the Mun Sphere of Influence and... I think I'm lagging. Yeah, I'm lagging. I don't know what's oh god. Oh, we're in the Mun Sphere of Influence. Orbital mechanics are so weird. Yep, current paralysis is the same. Good. Alright, well, take a crew report here, I guess. Yeah, keep that. Well, that sucks. Conduct material study. Keep that. And then on this side, we have more experiments to run. Observe the mystery goo. Keep experiment. It's less dense over the Mun. Interesting. Log pressure data. Keep it. Log temperature. Measuring the temperature of space appears to be quite impossible as there is no matter around to be either hot or cold, except the spacecraft and the thermometer itself. This is probably going to give the R&D guys something to think about for a while. Indeed. Keep that. Alright. Note to self, if we do this again, we need antenna. We desperately need antenna so that we can actually transmit some of the information back to the KSC so that we can take the important stuff. You know what? I still want an EVA report from space above the Mun. Yep, keep that one. And board. Alright. So we're not going to be able to get any more data. Should we take Jeb for a little joyride around his spaceship? Let's take Jeb for a little joyride around his spaceship. I think we'll be able to get back to it. If not, then we're not in a very good position. Let's have a look around it. This is the USC Upman. Alright. Well, we went for a little joyride. Collect the data from the Science Junior. Oh, yes. Good. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, that's correct. We do go EVA. I always forget that I have this mod installed that allows me to see through their eyes. Collect data. Yeah, I know. That's fine. Alright. Board. Thank you for reminding me. Good shout. And, I guess now... I guess the only thing for it now is to go back to Kerbin, so... Let's do it. I can't time warp faster than 1,000. See, NASA should just be using the glowing lines of the sky. I was able to get a free return trajectory without any maths. Okay. Just verify that the periapsis... It has changed, but not by enough to actually matter. 37 kilometers should still be enough to actually properly deorbit. Okay. We should get a great view. Oh, look at that! That's just a gorgeous shot, isn't it? Okay, stop. We now need to point retrograde. Although, well... I guess we could... We could still go for, like, a danger staging, right? We're only going 3 kilometers per second, which is pretty... That's a decently safe. Decently safe speed. Okay, we're in the atmosphere. Oh god. Retrograde now. There we go. And we're safe. I hope the mystery goos don't blow up. They might. But to be honest, they're giving us a decent bit of science, but it doesn't really matter. Is that gonna explode? I'm really bad at giving the Kerbals fireworks shots. I guess I could have just kept it attached. Just pointed retrograde. That would have been entertaining. Let's go first person again because I really liked that, and also kind of want to do this one. If we see Kerbin, if we rotate. Yep, there we go. Get a nice, one of these views of it. There we go. Alright. So that is a free return trajectory around to the Mun complete. We probably could have gotten a closer approach. You can see the Mun still. I mean, that's just gorgeous. That's probably going to be the thumbnail for the next. Because I forgot to get a I forgot to get a screenshot while Jebediah was on EVA. I'm so bad at this. But that might be the thumbnail for the next one. I don't know what we're going to do in the next one. I don't think... Does Minmus have a big enough gravity well to give you a free return trajectory? I mean, I guess, like, technically speaking, it's all down to how well you tune it, right? Like, the size of the planet shouldn't matter if you actually... If you control your trajectory right. But Minmus is just so small. I don't know. If we get enough science from this, and I think we should, I really don't see any reason why we wouldn't get enough science from this. Um, if we get enough science from this, then I'll get the fuel, the advanced fuel management. I think that was what the node was called, as well, and then we can build a better spaceship. We can use fuel lines. We can use bigger things. We can also use a bigger command pod. So we can have a pilot and a scientist on board, so we can actually reset experiments in space. So it might actually be worth doing that and flying pretty much the exact same trajectory. And just doing more with the Science Junior. Maybe getting a closer approach to the Mun, because you can get a free return trajectory that sends you fairly close to the Mun if you go around the other side of it. I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. And if not, I mean, like, we still had so much fuel left. Because what we did there was actually quite a waste of Delta V. I didn't check how much we had, but it was well over 200 meters per second. So we could definitely, we definitely had margin there, is what I'm trying to say. Probably not enough to enter lunar orbit or land on the Mun, but definitely enough to come back with a heavier payload and actually do more with it. I'm never going to get tired of watching re-entry. I'm so glad this starship's just been big enough that it punches a literal hole through the plasma so you can actually see it streamed live. That's why Starship actually can transmit data back. Capsules, the plasma kind of closes around the top of it. Starship, it just, because Starlink's antennas are in space and it can just kind of punch a hole through the plasma, it can just kind of send data back and actually, yeah, give us live feeds of re-entry, which is incredible. We're going to disable SAS, we don't need it. Watching the pretty sparks go by as our heat shield flies off. Yeah, the heat shields in KSP are ablative. I haven't actually taken any ablator off. Most people do. I don't know if it saves any mass. If it saves mass, then on future flights I might. But to be honest, you really don't need it. You barely need a heat shield. For this trajectory that I'm flying, you probably wouldn't need a heat shield at all. But you don't need much of a heat shield in general in KSP. For this flight, I am just going to stay in first person for the entire thing. Because I wanted to see... Are we over land? Oh. Hopefully we splash down, but we might end up hitting the ground early. I'm still going to pop the parachute in clouds, because I'm pretty sure the clouds... I don't think there are any mountains in KSP that stretch above them. So the clouds seem like a safe place to deploy the parachute. Alright, well, I was trying to get a nice view of the planet, but it didn't really work. Got a quick screenshot there. And this might actually be the last flight of the video. I'm not really out of time, I just can't really think of anything else to do. We'll have a look through the tracking station. We'll have a look in the research and development. But this might actually end up being a fairly short stream. Looks like we're approaching the cloud layer now. Yep, there they are. And as we pass through them, let's go ahead and get this angle again so we can see. Yep, and as we pass through the clouds, we'll go ahead and pop the parachute, which we can just about see out the window here. And there we go. Full deployment. I keep hearing the reaction wheels go off. I'm pretty sure I turned them off, and I'm not inputting at all, but it might just be the reaction of the parachute, the reaction to the parachute. Cool shot of the clouds. And there's terrain. I hope that's a shore, but I think we're going to be landing on land. Might be a new biome, though. Yeah, we're definitely landing on land. Look at that tree. Oh! What exploded? Excuse me? Oh, the heat shield. The heat shield exploded. Cool. Crew report. No. Alright. Can I EVA and take an EVA report? I can. Alright. Excellent. That's that then. Wow, we landed in a mountainous region. What is this? What is that? All right, before I recover the craft, I want to get Jeb on an EVA and I want to go have a look at that because I have now been taken off guard by something. All right, speed up time. Spend some science. I will catch you on the next stream. Jeb to the moon. Have a great day, Benny Forey. Thanks for being with me through most of this. Oh, I just noticed the FPS on the stream. I apologize for this. I don't know why. KSP does not stream very well. It's just a rock. I think it's just a rock. Yeah, that looks like just a rock, but maybe we can climb it. Worth a shot, right? Flickery parallax trees. Well, I got the option to climb something. I think that was just the mountain, though. 1.4 kilometers above sea level. Can we... Oh. Okay, I think this rock would regularly have collision, but because I've got my terrain at medium, the colliders for it are disabled, so we can just kind of walk through it. Alright, cool. Anyway, back to the spaceship. Another 400-meter walk. Let's do it. This is familiar. Brings back memories of the good old times of running around the space center. Just trying desperately to collect science so we could actually get enough to build a half-decent rocket. Alright, but we completed a mission to explore the that did count, right? Gather scientific data from the Mun. It didn't count. What scientific data did you want me to gather? Surely you didn't expect it to be... We took a crew report. We... Recover or transmit any science... Oh, recover. Okay. Oh, that concerned me. Did I pass the spaceship while I was... Where'd the spaceship go? Oh, there it is. Where'd the spaceship... This little capsule has served Jeb well for... 10 minutes isn't right. Hang on, let's get on board. 2 days, 4 hours, and 22 minutes. In game time, obviously. 2 days inside this. Well, Jeb seems happy. To be fair, we did get him out once around the moon, so I don't think he's too upset. Let's go ahead and recover the vessel. Wow, look at all this. 214 science earned. For a simple flyby mission, that's really good. Crew report while in space high over the Mun, 10 science. Crew report while in space high over Kerbin, 7.5. EVA report while in space high above Kerbin, 12. EVA report while in space high over the Mun, 16. Material study while in space high over the Mun, 50. 50 science for that. Wow. That was a very, very worthy trip. We're up to 855,000 funds, and we got 496 reputation. And Jeb gained 2 XP. I don't know what that amounts to, but good, I guess. So we could upgrade the tracking station, but before we do that, I want to go into research and development. And let's see what we can buy. Let's just go on a shopping spree. So first things first, we want fuel systems. Absolutely want fuel systems. Alright. Now... What else? Oh. Cannot research technologies over 100 science at this level. Why not? Why not? Also, what does it mean at this level? Propulsion systems, yeah, I already looked at that, I don't think we need it. Heavy rocketry, okay. It's between a heavy rocketry and, was it miniaturization? Yeah, miniaturization. And I think we're gonna need to go for miniaturization because I really want the EVA experiments. Yeah, I want the EVA experiments, so we're gonna go with that. Alright. Good. Before I upgrade the tracking station, I want to see how much that rocket that I used cost. 24,000, nothing. Alright, cool. So we're gonna upgrade the tracking station. Give me just 1 second here. Remember to drink your water. Get a nice bottle of vodka here. It's water. It's actually water. Okay, so when we upgrade it, it gets more power and unowned object tracking. Okay. Well, I guess we'll upgrade it, but that doesn't sound like... Patch conics visible. Mission control upgrade required for... Oh. How much does upgrading mission control cost? 75,000. We have the funding for that. And flight planning available. Is that nodes? Is that what nodes are? I needed to upgrade mission control, not the tracking station. Alright, well... we'll upgrade that. Max active contracts is now 7. Flight planning is available. Alright. Now that we've done that mission, let's see what we have. Bring 3 tourists on a high G event. Ooh. Bring Bring Munstone back with you. That's a possibility. Test out Mark 1 Torch liquid fuel engine on a suborbital trajectory over the Mun. Test LY-10 small landing gear on an escape trajectory out of the Mun. Test J-20 Juno basic jet engine in flight over Kerbin. 1 to 7 kilometers, 130 to 280 meters per second. Haven't I already done this? Alright, well, tell you what. We're not going to do any of that right now. That's actually where I'm going to end the stream because I can't think of anything else that will be interesting to do. We don't have any major goals to aim for right now. So, we have 83.5 science, which isn't enough to get anything because everything is 90 right now. So, I think... Wait, now that I upgraded... Okay, one more thing before I go. Yeah, no, it's still not going to let me. That's so weird! Hey look, our prestige is entirely green! I guess because we sent Jeb to space and actually brought him home. Cool. I don't know what this amounts to. Can anyone tell me? what does prestige amount to? But anyway, max active strategies 1, max commitment 25%. What does max active strategies mean? And max commitment. What does it mean? Alright, that's for the next video. We'll probably be upgrading that in the next video as well. The astronaut complex, is there a point to upgrading it? Not really. Because it doesn't really change much. So, I should have probably planted a flag when I landed. I forgot that that's a thing that I can do. So next time we do that, we're going to do the exact same mission. It's probably going to be the next flight. We'll take that landing gear contract and we'll fly it around the moon, the Mun as well. Because that way we, like, if we take it on free return trajectory, that counts as an escape trajectory. I think it should. So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me. If you've enjoyed it, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. If you've already subscribed, you're one of my favorites. I love you. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed yet, there's a lot more of this coming. So thank you guys for sticking with me. I look forward to seeing you again in the future. And that's going to do it for this one. So thanks so much for watching, and goodbye. Have a great day.